What's up, guys? Tex right here with another look at some of the figures we have this week. Today we're looking at the GI Joe classified Brent Hit and Run Scott action figure. Now this guy was supposed to come out in April, but he basically got released along with the other series this past week. I was able to grab him and the others, and I'm very happy with this wave. This is a really cool wave. So I'm gonna do something real quick. I want to do some background information on Hit and Run, considering that, you know, I think that's kind of fun to get some cool background on. So I looked them up. I did look them up on actionfigure.com or actionfigure 411. And there's some really cool, interesting things about him. Of course, he is light infantryman. So he's part of the army. He was orphaned at the age of 3 by a drunken driver, which is crazy. So he grew up in a county institution from which he escaped with alarming reality. So he got out of there, and then of course, you know, they caught him, and then they sent him to the army. So, you know, he basically, you know, that's what he did. The original figure, the 3.75 figure, was released in 1988, a retail of $2.99. Ain't that crazy? And of course, he was part of the series of Real American Hero. And he was part of the Wave 7. So that's interesting. Also interesting, and they released him with a parachute pack too, which is really cool. I wonder how rare that one is. I really like. Wow, brand new one for the, you know, if AFA graded 90 or whatever. They have it on eBay for $4,399 for the parachute version. And it was a Target exclusive. Wow. Interesting. I just imagine trying to collect all those again in minting card. Man, I wish I could go back in time and just go ahead and just get 2 of every figure and have that. I would, man, if I was, man. Anyway, all right, so let's go and look at the figure here. As you can see, he's in the standard box, window box, with everything in here. It's kind of hard to see him because I guess the background is blue, but there he is in his green camouflage, you know, which is really cool. On the side of the box, you have his QR code, his attributes right there. He is 188. Right here, you can see the artwork, which is decent. Like I said, this artwork has just always been just okay, never whoa. But here on the back, you got a cool portrait of the figure. Looks really neat, you know. This one looks really cool. Like I said, he's definitely one of the ones you have to get in the line in order to complete. And I remember when he came out in the 25th anniversary, I believe he came in a 7-pack. He didn't come in a carded one. And I really wish all those did come in a carded for the 25th anniversary, because that was the time that I was able to collect all of them, and I couldn't, I didn't get that pack. I think I bought him off Amazon and eBay one time, and I think I sold him. But anyway, let's get him out of the packaging and get a closer look at the GI Joe classified Hit and Run figure. We'll be right back. All right, here's Hit and Run out of the packaging, looking very camo, very green. He's looking very green. So let's get a closer look at him. Like I said, the green is all over, even on the hands, on the neck. I mean, and of course the face. Giving me that kind of, what is that? That Wicked movie vibe. What's her name? Elsa, or was it not Elsa? I forgot her name, but anyway, so he's really in character here. It's kind of funny how he has a green face and then he has those black camouflage or the war paint on his face. Looks like he has brown hair, which is cool. The look on his face, you know, he seems, yeah, I mean, he looks really cool. Like, you know, he doesn't look as serious as you would think, I guess. I don't know. He just looks just a little comical. But yeah, you got that war paint all over the face of browns, and then the blacks, which is really cool. And of course, all over his body, you got that camo, the green and black, all over, all over his uniform. you know. And then of course his vest, he has a place for something there. I don't know which accessory goes there. I guess it can't be the gun. I gotta see what goes there. I gotta double check because I'm not too sure. And then you got some magazines here, some grenades, you know, kind of blend in really well. Like at first you can't really tell. Well, you can, I guess, but they blend in really well. So on the side, he got a pouch for his Skittles, and then here for his Snicker bar. And then you got basically, I guess, like, you know, I thought, honestly, I guess because since he's rock climbing, he needs all this equipment. But for some strange reason, I thought he was a paratrooper back in the day. I really didn't really look on him or read on him. But he's actually kind of like a rock climber. So as you can see, he has the rock climbing accessories and stuff on there. So no, but there was a version that released with the parachute. So he could be also, you know, that also, you know, he can, anyway. So that's really cool. You got that black, there's different type of fabric right here, you know, going, well, not fabric, but the texture is a little different. Got the hole for the backpack, you know. I mean, I'm not too sure whose body this is. Of course, there's so many GIJOE classified. Almost basically, we got 200 figures already. So, of course, this is used from some other figures, but I'm not really sure. Here's let's see here. Are these hooks or no? They're just no. I thought those were kind of hooks. Mainly more straps for his vests and stuff. And then here is a holster for his gun, and here's some hoops. I guess you can put some stuff on it. So gotta double check. I gotta look. I'm trying to see all his accessories to double check to see what goes where. But yeah, there he is. Look at his eyes really stand out, you know, amongst that green, right? You know, it reminds me of that movie when the stranger calls. You know how like the stranger, I don't know if anybody's seen that movie. It's a really old movie, but basically like there's someone in the house and they're standing by the door and they're standing by the wall, but they're painted as a wall, and then he opens his eyes. It kind of looks like that. Like if you just put him in a bunch of green and you can see him right there. So I don't know, I just wanted to say that. It's so funny. All right, so let's look at the accessories he comes with. He does come with a lot of different things. So I'm gonna go to first to something I don't know. I have no idea what this is. Maybe I don't know what this is. I have no clue. Let's see at the box if I see something. No, it's not Viper's box. Where is? Oh, here. Okay, what do I do? Night runs. I have no idea what this is. If anybody could tell me what it in this comments what it is, like I guess, is it something to hook in the nails on the rocks? Maybe you know, I don't know. It's just some sort of a handle, and yeah, I don't know what that is. So if anybody wants to comment, please let me know because I'm not too sure. All right, he does come with, and I forgot the name of this thing, but you know, it's basically of course it's a dagger, but you put your hand through it, so you kind of like, you know, you can hold it like that and just stab, I guess. Forgot the name, and it is a dagger, but there's a certain version of it. I know Nightcreeper he was one that came with it. So next up we have his pistol, you know. And I'm glad these are looking like guns. I remember when they first came out with the classified line, the Cobra Island one, they had those weird guns, and I'm glad we finally are doing that. We got another big knife. This is mainly more like a machete, right? And I guess he has that hole so you put the finger through also. So yeah, he needs to cut down bushes and stuff wherever he goes, right? Then he has his anchor and rope, you know, to get through that. So I'm really hoping that we get Rock Viper soon, and I'm sure we are. And then also, you know, another one would be kind of cool, Jungle Viper. That one would be cool. I'm sure we're getting those. Mark my word, we're getting those. All right, so he has these visors, right? Really cool. I like the color. The only thing is that they don't fit him, which is weird, because they actually go over his helmet. So they go actually, here's you got that camel black and camel green, or like army green on there, and they go over the helmet, which And I'm surprised that they didn't release one without that. Because I thought maybe he would come with a, like a. I didn't put it in right. There we go. So yeah, if I can get it in. I'm not gonna say I'm surprised he didn't come with a regular visor. I mean, I'm sure you could probably put the visor on and then the helmet, but we'll play with that later. But yeah, here's his helmet. Oh. Okay, I'm just rolling everywhere. Roll and roll. Okay, anyway. Jesus, you just made a mess here with that thing. All right, here is his cool rifle. It has a silencer in the front. Oh, it doesn't remove. Oh, cool. I like when they don't remove because sometimes these things fall off. So that's really cool. And of course, if you want to put the blast effects on that, that's a really cool rifle. I really like that. That's really neat. That's cool. And then he has his duffel bag. And the cool thing about the duffel bag, from my understanding, is you can put all your stuff in there. So that's really cool. I like that. I really like that kind of stuff. I really like when they come up with stuff. And actually, it does have a sheath for the big old, the big old machete. So that's really cool. You can put all his, his goodies in there. So, which is cool. You put this thing in here because you're never going to use it, right? And anything else that is not. I think everything else goes on him, I believe. So, yeah. So I thought maybe of course this is probably the hook that you do for the dragonfly. You could put it on there. But I also thought maybe one of the weapons or something would go on that as well, but it doesn't. So I'm kind of, was hoping maybe you can, because there's a little bit of storage on the back here where you can put something. There's like these little hoops here which you can store. Wait, and you put this thing there too, right? Yeah, what is this thing? This is just weird. Please tell me in the comments if anybody knows. If you know, like I said, I think I'm gonna put this thing in the backpack. I like this backpack. This is cool. Do we have a place for this? Maybe it's right here. No, that's too big. Okay, what goes up here? Let me see the box and see if I can figure it out. Nope. Yeah, so this is the loop here for the rope. Okay, so that's what this is for. I don't know. I'm looking to see if I have anything else to put. Nope. So there's a like I said, there's a hole there for something, but I do not. Maybe the magazine. Oh yeah, the magazine. So you put the magazine right there. Okay, cool. But maybe if it came with an extra magazine, maybe that'd be a little bit different. So let's go ahead and see if we can get this helmet on his head. I think I'm gonna I have to take the head off to make it a little easier. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to Classified finally slowing down so I can stop buying all these figures. But Mondo, of course, if you know my channel, I do also buy Mondo figures. They today are releasing the Janine Ghostbuster set, so that's really cool. Definitely gonna. Oh, even the ball thing is green. That's funny. It's just, yeah. Where's the goggles? If you can put the goggles over his eyes, I would prefer that, to be honest, but you can't because it'll break. Let's go like that, and then you gotta bring this down. Come on. Yeah, so that's kind of lopsided. Anyway, so Janine's going on pre-order today. And it's so funny. On Thursdays they do the Mondo talk, right? That does look a little weird. Okay, all right. Right? And I nearly won the Beavis and Butthead set. I was so, you know, I was the first one to put the answer, but it was 2 answers. And tell me why I didn't just, you know, I knew what the answer was, because what they do is on the show, they give you a chance to win one of their sets. And when they had the Beavis and Butthead show, the answer was simple. It was like, what makes Cornholio go crazy? And that's caffeine and sugar. Well, tell me why I just put caffeine and I forgot to put the sugar part. So instead of quickly, you know, typing caffeine and sugar, because I had a little bit of time, I just put caffeine and then I sent it, and then I put and sugar like right after that. And of course, you know, people put their answers in, and I could have had a chance to win that. But I'm gonna try to win, Janine. I tried to win the Beasts last week, but yeah, no, that question was hard. But anyway, so I don't know why I'm talking about Mondo figures when we're doing classified, but anyway, just having some fun here. Yeah, I think this is probably gonna go in his. Yeah, because I don't have no place for this. This knife, so it's gonna go in his little backpack that you can. Let me. Yeah, I'm really liking this. Oh, I'll just put this here, and then of course it's gone. So yeah, this is really, really cool. Yeah, let's there we go. Let's get my final thoughts on them. We'll be right back. All right, here are my final thoughts on the GIJOE Classified Hit and Run figure. It was pretty cool to read the backstory on these guys. I think I'm going to continue doing that because it's pretty fun, especially knowing this guy was an orphan, you know, and he joined the army, you know, and all this stuff, or he was forced to be in the army, then he got out, and then, you know, it's really cool to see that. In terms of the figure, this guy looks great. I like everything about him. I mean, you know, it's just funny to me how he has all that green even on his hands. And I mean, I'm sure the original figure had all that, so that's cool. And like I said, I think that's cool, especially this one in Lifeline, that they're doing the original versions and not, you know, a classified version, of course. And there's probably some elements of classified on this, but it's not to the point where we need another one. Unlike Jinx, you know, we need another Jinx. Come on, that Jinx was just, I'm not happy with that one. But, you know, I'm sure they're going to make one eventually. But yeah, this is a really, really cool figure. I like the fact of the matter is that, you know, you can store stuff in his little backpack and put his big old machete in there. I think a downfall for me, I think, is the goggles. I think I'm surprised, unless I missed something, that there's not another set of goggles to go over his eyes under the helmet. So that's the only thing I can say is kind of disappointing. But other than that, this guy is pretty cool. I really like him, and I'm glad that we got him in the Classified series. All right, so that's Hit and Run. So let me see. I'm trying to think who else we need. I think Sergeant Flash is one of them, and there's still some few. Especially during, you know, this series 8 that came out back in the day, and then I think we have some other ones. So, you know, I know during that Toy Fair, they revealed a lot of new characters. How do you guys feel about new characters? For me, I feel we should get all the other figures out of the way. You know, to be honest, I'm sorry, I'm not ready for dinosaur figures. I'm gonna still get it, but I was looking forward to getting Spearhead and Max. You know, I'm hoping that's in the future, or the other Dusty with the Coyote. I forgot the name of the Coyote. But I'm hoping we get the other figures soon. Let's just finish this, because you've already gotten so far, right? So we'll see. I'm sure they're going to. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. And until next time, we will see you later.
Ladies and gentlemen,
make sure you like, share, and subscribe.